I use lots of acronyms in my training, and here's one to get people to like us. Very early on, in fact, in those first few seconds, we all agree, don't we? I hate this phrase, but it's true. We don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So this is how you make a first impression. I want you all to shine. S-H-I-N-E. Well, you've already given me the smile, and you've already given me the eye contact. The H, if we go to a business event, is the handshake. The handshake. Have you ever thought about the handshake, guys? Within 3 seconds of meeting this complete stranger, often somebody of the opposite sex, you're touching them. Well, if you're going to touch them properly. I mean, none of that dead cold fish handshake, isn't that horrible? Hello, nice to meet you. Here you go. Have I just shaken hands with a dead fish? Or the alpha male handshake, where all of a sudden you're off to A&E because of broken two of your fingers. So come on, a nice firm handshake. Now, here's a biological lesson. You see that fleshy bit between your forefinger and your... bet you've never looked at it before, have you? But that fleshy bit goes into their fleshy bit, and that is a lovely handshake. And you can squeeze as hard as you like. Go on, squeeze. You can't hurt them. But it's a good, firm handshake.
Thanks.
That's a pleasure. Now, the I is introduce yourself. And introduce yourself times 2. But we'll come back to that in a minute. The N stands for goodness sake, get their name. How long does it take you before you forget people's names? Half a second, did you say? And she's clever. I mean, for the rest of you. Was it you? It was me. I'm sorry, you're obviously a ventriloquist as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's nothing to do with your memory. Dare I suggest that we're not listening? Please, let me go back to Dale Carnegie again. What did Dale Carnegie say about names, 1928? A person's name is, to that person, the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Have you got me? Please, if you want to get people to like you, change your attitude to people's names. So you've got a slightly unusual, not an English name. So Nirvana, I had to use it a couple of times. Lux, I made a fun of your name, but to help me remember the name, Lux is a soap. Mr. Ed, that's how I'll remember your name. Have you got it, everybody? Create an image. And if you don't hear their name, ask them to repeat it. That way you're showing interest, genuine interest. So ask them to repeat it. They're never going to say to you, hey, now look, I've told you once. And if they do, they're a weirdo. So it's probably time for the toilet anyway. Is he a weirdo?
I do that.
You do what?
I told you once.
He's a weirdo. I'd come and sit here. Did he actually say that? He didn't. No, I can see it from Mr. Ed, but not from... Anyway, what is your name, sir? Vincent. Oh, that's easy. Has anybody got a name where people get wrong very often?
Ison, but I always say...
What's your name?
Ison.
Ison?
Yeah, except I now follow it up, it rhymes with Tyson.
Ison Tyson. Have you got an unusual name?
Not really, it's Shona, but that is interpreted as Shona.
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 Yes, because you're a foreigner, that's why.
Exactly.
Right, well, here you are, Ison. How about this? Let's now go back to the introduce. I'm going to introduce myself to you in a particular way. It's called the reverse James Bond. I'm going to introduce myself to you, and you're going to introduce yourself back to me, preferably with your name, okay? Right. Shall we try it? Get rid of your pen, because you're going to shake hands. It's not a big test, this, okay? Should we practice your name? Can you remember your name?
Yes, I can.
That's okay. That's a great start. You ready now? Yes. So the way I introduce myself to you, you introduce yourself back to me. Oh, hello there. My name's Will Kintish.
Hello, my name's Ison Zappaz.
But do it slower, because you've got an unusual name. Hi, my name's Ison. Pause. Ice and, was it tapas?
Sapas.
Yeah. Have you got everybody? Introduce.
You would introduce yourself? You would add your surname, would you?
To be honest, it depends. Very often, if it's a noisy room, I'll give my name twice. But generally, I just say, hi, my name's Will. And they normally give their first name. But do listen for their name. We're all on the like here. And when it comes to introducing yourselves, listen very carefully. You're always asked two questions. One, what's your name? And two, what do you do? Will you all listen very carefully to that question? Think about that question. What do you do? Most people, when I ask them what they do, they don't actually tell me what they do. What do they tell me? What they are. I'm a chartered surveyor. I'm an accountant. By the way, are there any accountants in the room? Oh, God, you look like one, of course. Are you in general practice?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Hoss.
Hoss.
Hoss the boss.
Hoss the boss. Okay, that's okay. I'll do me. Another accountant, you? Holly and Hoss. Yeah, are you in general? Holly, see, I immediately think of Christmas. Can you see the Christmas tree? I don't think they get it, Holly. Do you all get it?
Yeah.
Holly. Hoss. I can see him. He's like a cowboy, you know, with a big hat. So, Hoss, are you in general practice?
Yes.
You're in general practice. That means you do accounts and tax.
Yes, I have.
You don't seem to be very sure
No,
about
no,
this.
I was trying to give you an answer you're not expecting.
Well, then go on. So, hello, Hoss. Nice to meet you. So, what is it you do, Hoss?
I help you sleep at night, take the worries away from you, business worries away from you.
Have you got it? People don't care what you do. They only care what you might be able to do for them. So another one, Hoss, is if you did mainly tax, rather than saying I'm a tax accountant, because at that point people seem to have a bladder problem and they go to the toilet. Or if you said, well, actually my job is to make sure my clients don't pay a penny more tax than they should do, then all of a sudden somebody will say, oh, I wish my accountant thought like that. And all of a sudden you've created a good conversation. So will you all think about it? In certain, not always, but in certain circumstances, don't always give the same answer to that question, what do you do? Everybody got it? What do you do? Not hello, nice to meet you, what are you? What do you do? So that's the shine.